Hey, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the Burst podcast, the next generation of superstars. We're very grateful to have Jordan Jakes here, who is wide receiver at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. And he's also from Atlanta, Georgia, and he's looking to go to the next level in a couple of years. So appreciate you being on this podcast with us, Jordan.
I appreciate it, Grant. It's the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Why don't you go and give our audience a little more background on your story and kind of how you got started within the sport of football?
A little background about me with football. I didn't really start playing football like how the traditional U.S. kids play, like Little League, Pop Warner. I ain't start playing really for real till like 8th grade, to be honest. And I really wasn't that good. I can admit that. So I say like freshman year, sophomore year, that's when I started like growing into my own, really thinking I could really take that next step in going into college. So yeah. So high school, what it was, I went undefeated in high school. Yeah, with my team here in Georgia for 3 straight years, and I transferred to St. Francis Academy. We was ranked number 2 in the country at the time, and then we ended up being the state champion there in Maryland. So after that, went to Indiana, played a little bit, then ended up transferring to UNLV, and now I'm here. So
I love it. That's awesome. And kind of, how does the youth and kind of your community back home, like what do they look up to the most, as they've seen you kind of grow in your career so far as an athlete?
They look up to me just how like I go through certain situations and just grow from them, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how tough they are, like you still be yourself and still grow from that situation no matter what happens. So I feel like a lot of people look at me like that.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. And be able to kind of be a mentor to the youth that kind of looks up to you is and paving your own path as a student athlete is incredible. What's kind of like what's the daily life look like for you as a student athlete, UNLV? What's your routine? And especially how does it differ from when you're actually in season and then compared to the off season when you have some more time on your hands?
In season, we be busy, boy. I swear. It's like we wake up around I wake up around like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I don't usually get done until like, there's like breaks in between the days, like during lunch, but like I don't usually get done till like that 7 at night. That's like during the season, and during the off season, it's kind of more relaxed, like more just weightlifting and just getting your body right, just so you can withstand the whole season. Cause it's a long season. You don't do the right things, you ain't gonna make it. So
It's all about the balance. So how do you balance everything with your social life, with academics? Just being an individual, on campus. How do you balance everything, especially being in season when you have that tight shift of a schedule?
I usually balance things. I kind of like separating like football, like usually be in the beginning of the morning time. I try to get all that knocked out in the beginning. And then like social life kind of be like when I have time off, like during lunch, I might go grab lunch with my friends or something, or like we go grab some dinner. But it's just, yeah, basically just learn how to separate things pretty much.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. But what about with your teammates? Like, how do you see yourself, with your teammates and the growth that you've had with them and kind of the relationship that you've started with the teammates at UNLV?
My team, I mean, we usually just hang out and just because the last couple of years ain't really went the way we wanted to go. So I feel like that in a whole has brought us all together. So like, and just hanging out and talking and just reflecting on all that, that brings just any human being a tough times. That's going to bring anybody together. So, we usually spend the time playing video games, Madden, Call of Duty,
I love it, man. You have any funny stories you want to share with your teammates over the past couple of years? Anything that's been a memorable experience or things that have kind of stuck out?
Man, it has been a memorable experience. I got a few. I got like an on the field story, kind of like with my quarterback.
Yeah.
We was talking about it was the I think it was when it was in practice. Like it was pressure. It was a scrimmage actually. It was pressure in his face. It was a DN coming right at him. He threw the ball at me, but the safety was coming right at me. Yeah. And it was like caught the ball, but it like I got lit up. I ain't gonna lie. And I went to him after the play, man. He looked at me, I was like, "Hey man, it's me or you." I'm like, "Hey man, crazy."
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome to see that you can just share so many great moments, especially being there, and you're with your teammates and so much throughout the season and off season. And you spend a lot of time, you get to know them, on a more personal level. I think that's incredible to be able to share those experiences with your teammates. What about the other hobbies? Like, what are some of the other hobbies that you kind of focus on, especially what helps you the most kind of just de-stress and really when you have that downtime how do you kind of just focus on things that you want to do for yourself that's not football?
Two things I usually do is when I decide to stay in the house, I usually play the game. That's probably one of my main culprits for me. And then when I'm out trying to get outside the house, I usually go on walks, like on trails and stuff like that. I kind of like just enjoying nature and just enjoying taking it in, just the peacefulness of it all, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's incredible. What's one of your favorite, trails, being out there in Vegas? What's something you like to go at? What's one of your spots that you like to go to?
Man, it's kind of like I don't know the name of it, but it's kind of like far off. My one of my friends that showed me it. It's like, cause Vegas, like outside the city, it's just mountains. So it's like mountains and deserts. So it's like I kind of like just enjoy that aspect of it all. Cause I'm not used to that type of environment coming from Georgia. So I really see deserts every day. So
What about playing in the dry heat? That's kind of different than like, any other atmosphere you've probably been in. So kind of just being out there in the dry heat when it's that humid, not humid, but just when it's just dry and hot out there. What does that kind of feel like, especially being on the
yeah,
field?
it's a game changer, definitely. But like, it's all like how you mentally approach it, pretty much. Because you really coming out there thinking, oh, it's gonna be hot. Oh, it's gonna be hot. Oh yeah, you're gonna be cooking. But it's all about the preparation before you get out there, just making sure you covering your skin because it's like a microwave basically. So make
Yeah,
sure you drink
great.
water, cover your skin, and just do what you gotta do.
100%. 100%. What are a couple things that's kind of helped you in your career that you would say that you would give to advice to people in the younger generation that's looking up to you right now as an athlete? Especially in your career, has it been any mentors that you've had, or what are some things that's really helped you kind of shape your career so far?
Uh, I would say a motto that my pops has given me when I was just throughout my whole life was just to be 5 times better. And it's like it's more just you might be feeling like you're going hard, but like realistically you can go harder. So it's just like always being 5 times better because like the standard is always gonna be better. So you gotta be 5 times that. So that's kind of something I live by.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. What about how is your family and friends? How has that support been? Just both as a student and as an athlete. How has that kind of been from their support? How does that play into everything that you've done so far in your career?
They've been amazing. I ain't gonna lie. Friends, family, all of them. They've been amazing being a great support system for me. Like just anytime I'm down, they give me words of encouragement. Even when I'm up, they give me just can bring me back down. So it's just always having that tight knit circle, just always being there for me.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, and I think it's amazing to have that support because it gives you that extra boost, in times when you need it, to keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
So switching a little bit gears here, you've entered the Web3 sports space. You've seen a little bit and tasted a little bit of success over the past few weeks. Share
Mm-hmm.
with our audience, what are your initial thoughts so far in this whole Web3 world, especially tying into sports, so you can kind of be closer to your fans, see more global awareness, as well as starting to earn more revenue streams that are going to be ongoing. What are your initial thoughts so far in this space?
I just feel like it's a great, it's innovative, to be honest. Just it gives fans a better process of just seeing my day to day, just what I'm doing. Is being able to stay in contact with me and just like when it comes like exclusive content, like I'm gonna go out there and train in a couple minutes, and just like I'm having a drone fly over recording me, so that's something like interesting. I could drop at virtual stats. So I mean, it's innovative. I just like the idea of it, and I feel like it's good moving into 23 that I'm a part of you guys.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. I mean, we're grateful to have you part of us and rocking with us. So I think speaking on the innovative aspect, it's cool because it gives you, being the creator, it's the creator economy, right? It gives you that control to kind of take more ownership of everything of your brand and to be able to present that in a way that your fans can be part of. And especially as you have such a busy routine every single day, it allows those fans to see kind of an insight and kind of get more of an exclusive community with you than they otherwise would have had. So I think that's pretty crucial and important for them to understand as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What about what's your overall vision and purpose? Kind of like even after football, what's something that you've always wanted to do or dream of doing that kind of football as a vehicle is allowing you to get to?
Yeah, I've always said football has been like a stepping stone for me, but I ain't really made up my mind 100% what I really want to do. But it's kind of like I feel like on this football journey, like I'm gonna meet a lot of people, and they're gonna like I'm gonna get a bunch of ideas, and then like I'm gonna find something eventually. Just just football is just a stepping stone. It's gonna get me there to where like people meet me, my fault, give me to meet a bunch of people on the way. So
Yeah. And it gives you that story to look back on and be able to paint that picture, especially if you go and create your own business and do something, down the road. It allows you to have that experience that you've learned playing football and be able to apply those lessons learned to all your other ventures going forward.
yeah, definitely. You learn a lot from football, just in general, a lot of life lessons. So you can really just apply them in the real world, just adversity, just ups and downs, all that.
What's one life lesson that stuck out to you the most, in your career so far?
Career football.
Yep.
One thing that stuck out to me the most, and I'll spread this like to people coming into college, is like be about your business and don't mix business with being like taking things personal. I feel like, and it's just like always be about your business and make sure that you're on point. That's the main thing. That's the main takeaway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. And I think a lot of people, they get stuck kind of trying to mimic other people and then kind of follow different paths. And then it's like, if you can stay in your own lane and keep your head down and do what you need to do to succeed, it's going to help you long term.
Focus on yourself and you're going to go far, but you're looking at somebody else, you ain't worried about yourself. So
yeah, no, it's great. What are some of your goals that you've I know we're ending the year right now to the new year. What are some goals you have for yourself, both as an athlete, as a student athlete going into 2023?
A goal I've set for myself, I've really been writing them down as of recently, trying to plan out what this next year gonna look like. But just I'm trying to like make that next step to the NFL. That's one of my main goals going into 2023, and just being one of the top receivers in the country going into next year. So that's one of my main goals. And I'm glad I'm partnered with Virtual Stack, so you guys kind of like get that feel for it, because this year's the year for it. So
yes, sir. Here, at Burst and both at Virtual Stacks as well, we're here to help you in every way we can. What does that look like? Talk a little to our audience about that process. Like, what's the preparation to be able to go to the NFL draft? What are like the stepping stones to be able to do that right now? As you've been a wide receiver at UNLV and you've had a great career so far. How do you prepare to take that to the next level? Like, what are some of the aspects you have to take into account and train for and able to get to the next level?
Like, you gotta just pay attention to little things like how you eat, how you sleep, just even the people you hang around. Just you gotta start paying attention to the little things and just like really taking these things like it becomes a job. Like once you start getting older, it's a real job. Like waking up, brush your teeth. That's how it is. Wake up, brush your teeth, go work out. Make sure you're eating something good. Don't be eating no donuts or nothing. You gotta make sure you're good.
Yeah, 100%. It's kind of the mindset shift, right? Is like, you have, more leisure at your time when you're not training for the NFL, but then now it's like you have to switch into kind of having that mindset where you got to take more control of everything you're doing, because you want that schedule that you have to reflect what your outcome is going to be in preparation for entering the draft.
Yes.
Has there been anyone that's, I know you said your family and friends, there's been a lot of great mentors you've had in your life so far help you out. Has there been one particular person that's really stood out and kind of given you, that blueprint to the success that you're looking to have, as a student athlete right
now? Yeah. One person, the first person that came to mind was my dad. Just when you said blueprint, that's the first person that came to mind, just how he laid it out all for me, because he played in the league for 6 years. So it's kind of like, and he played D1 football at Kent State. So he kind of like showed me the way, kind of like still now he's showing me the way, just that what I need to do to get to that point and to be successful there. Because a lot of people may not be as fortunate as me in having that type of mentorship in their life. It's like, especially somebody close to like their father. So I just feel like I'm blessed.
No, it's incredible. That's incredible. And I think that's awesome to be able to have, your father as that role model for you, to be able to see what he's done in his career in the past and be able to apply that and build off it.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? We'll kind of wrap things up here. What are a couple of things? Let's say 3 lessons that you would pass down to the youth, people looking up to you as everything you've done so far. What are a couple lessons you would say that's really resonated with you that you would pass down to the people looking up to you as an athlete?
The main thing I would say is just to never give up, no matter what nobody else tells you, because at the end of the day, the sky, like you're go as far as you want to go. So if you listen to somebody else telling you that you can't do something, like you either have one choice to listen to them or not. So
right,
you either just I just tell them just don't give up. That's number one. Number two, I'd say just make sure you just do the right thing and just do the right thing all the time. Because how you do one thing is how you do everything. So that's another thing I would say I'll give to the youth. The third thing I would say is to just stay in school, do your schoolwork. Make sure because that's the main thing being a student athlete. Because you don't got your books, you can't play. So
I love it. No, to rephrase all that, to never give up, I think that's very important. People understand is that they'll go after their dreams and do the right thing. There's a quote I've lived by for the past few years: is how you do anything is how you do everything. And you said it, you said it right on the point, right? That's something that really resonates with me, because a lot of people, they just don't understand that, if they don't make their bed one morning or do something, that it's gonna, not trickle down aspects, but it's gonna affect other aspects in their life. And if they can understand that how you do one thing is going to resonate and how you do the other, that's really critical to understand. And stay in school. I mean, I think that's really crucial. And we stress that on the Web3 side of things. Education is so important to be just well educated, and it's something that you're in, right? You're in school right now. You want to take those lessons and apply it to everything else in life. You have to make sure that you're doing your academics and getting things done, because it's going to allow you to play football and do everything else you wanted to do in your career.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, Jordan, it was a pleasure. I appreciate you hopping on our podcast. Thank you again. And we're very grateful to be able to showcase your story and to be able to have you rocking with us into 2023. And all your fans and people out there, please go follow Jordan all over social media and stay tuned to some exciting things coming up as he prepares to take his career to the next steps in NFL.
I appreciate it, Grant. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.